whose alibi no longer adds up.
Trucy right. You're dead. You're that same person. It's gotta be Mr. LaBelle. Monsieur LaBelle. Not even safe scumming it.
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent L'Belle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime?
True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared! Florent L'Belle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch?
Oh, reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here neither. Oh, it was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking in the forbidden chamber. And in return he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi.
Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know.
Oh, shucks. Mercy, your honourship, mercy!
I also assert that the person who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent L'Belle. After all, his alibi is just proven to be a complete fabrication.
I see. We will take a 20-minute recess. After which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself.
Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand.
In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations.
Perjury is a serious crime with no punishment. See you later. See you later forever. Defendant lobby number 3. We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court. Yeah! Hey, why the long face? Are you a horse? I can't help but feel I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a worrywart, aren't you? Hi, McZurek. It'll be fine. That mystery figure who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Filch? Had to have been Florent L'Belle. Gotta be. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo! This was 20 minutes already? Okay. A lot of heart gets away with a mild scolding for perjury. Yep. The mildest of scoldings. Man, he looks like the Joker over there in a purple suit, just all...
Ooh, really? Now we'll catch the Batman! Court is back in session. Our next witness is...
Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter.
It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment.
Sure, will you jest? I will hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent L'Belle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused.
Ouch, like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. No phones in court! No phones in court! Take off that ridiculous jacket!
Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man. Let's make this as brief as possible.
Your baldness. Ah, right. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi, and for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand.
Pfft. To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not, so may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed?
Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. And not with your dreaded cologne.
Fine. The truth is, I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Sorry.
You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime?
Peasant, how dare you accuse me, one of the beautiful people, of being...
Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence.
Can we talk now? He says silence and then he doesn't say anything.
Enough jabbering! Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past.
Swords? What swords?
This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye of cowardly heart!
The battlefield hath no place for ye. He broke his shackles again. Those are terrible shackles.
Oh, my.
Ooh.
Spare me, please. Please. I'm too young to die. Too young and beautiful.
So much for sturdier shackles.
Ah! Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day.
This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning.
Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know of what I speak. Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him.
Whatever he has to say can't be good.
As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed right over to the fox chamber when I heard Whittle Jinxie scream.
What?
Then, drumroll please, I saw Mayor Tenma opening the forbidden chamber doors. Oh.
But...
There, you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party.
But he was there. If he saw it, then he was a third party. If he saw it, then there was a third party in the room.
Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime.
Startling sounds bad.
The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman. That's right. The mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there.
He confessed?
We're very angry about this confession.
Order. Order in the court. This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands.
Just so, and quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you.
No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess.
But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess?
It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess.
That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecutions.
This is LaBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's Conviction Gower. A splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor and his defense.
Well, as it seems our witness is a very busy man, let's get right to his testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime.
What LaBelle saw. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came too, stood up, and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end. No. You couldn't be there because that's where Jinxie was. Jinxie was using the phone. You couldn't have gone there, and you wouldn't know that because you didn't go there.
I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court.
Once again, sorry. It's just I feared being accused if I mentioned coming upon that most unpleasant scene. Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty. As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there is a time to fight and a time to yield, a time to live and a time to die. I'm not wearing any makeup. He's laying it on real thick now.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Let's just press it on through. See what you have to say, even though I already know. Maybe we'll get something else. Give you a little rope to hang yourself with. Press... hiding. You claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that? Peasant! You wouldn't dare ask such a question if you truly understood. True beauty is never wrong. It's not? No, beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I'm programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong. I'm not following. These exquisite ears like flowers aboom. These eyes that shine like pearls. This hair like the finest silk. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold. Right.
The witness will hurry up and explain this truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tenma do upon hearing the confession?
Upon learning of her father's crime, she fled without noticing. How did Miss Tenma appear to you? Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken, all teary-eyed and whatnot. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that. You actually sympathize with Jinxie? Seems like an overly human emotion for this guy. Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far, in looks and in character. The next thing I did was check my face in the mirror. Checked your face? Why? To behold the beauty that is my sadness, why else? Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity. I long for death. Kill me. I know the feeling, but hang in there. At least keep faith in our client.
Let's keep this moving, shall we? So what happened next?
Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood open the forbidden chamber. Okay. He opened the forbidden chamber? But why would he do that? Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon, Tenma Taro. The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath, young man. And stop! Turn those off! Hello, LaBelle speaking. Yes, I will certainly explore the matter. Toodles. Now, where were we again? You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the forbidden chamber? Oh yes, of course. Hello, this is LaBelle. Good one, sir. You are an absolute Wyatt. Okay, bye. You were saying? Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just going to tell more lies.
The witness will focus on his testimony, not his phone calls. Now tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the forbidden chamber.
Well, after that, as I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. What was Mr. Filch like at the time? He was shouting, I can't see, it's the cursed Otenma Tower. Then he took off running like a madman. He must have been blinded by the sudden light flooding in. Wrong. What? He set eyes upon me, and was thus blinded by my radiant beauty. So it was the curse of Florent L'Belle rather than Tin Mataro. Yes, I'm afraid such beauty can be a curse. It's almost criminal, but it's not, so you can't convict me of anything. The only thing criminal here is your ceaseless jabbering. Now get on with your testimony. Oh, forgive me, your darkness. Let's see. Oh, yes, I fled for dear life from Tenma Tower, and in shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, the one with the phone at the end. I'm tempted to just present, because I know this is where we've got him. I know it. I've known it from the instant he said it. So after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, I'm going to save Scum anyway, but I know it. Tin Mataro ran off toward the foyer. Precisely! Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo? Well, Jinxie also saw Tin Mataro, right? She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police. Well, if LaBelle fled down the hallway where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call. Oh, right. They're just spelling it out for me. I don't even have to be as smart as I am. Right, it just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence. We don't find some way to poke a hole. We've got her testimony. We'll just put her testimony against his. Need to find inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict, like the one we just showed you. All right, okay. Present. We want, let's see. Jinxie's statement. Account of the demon in the hallway near the crime scene. She says it fled toward the foyer. I think we just present this. Objection! Yep. Florent L'Belle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. What on earth do you mean?
Yes, care to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice?
If Mr. L'Belle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. What's this? After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then after making her call, she went back to the main hallway, whereupon she encountered the demon yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tin Mataro costume. The encounter happened right here where the hallways meet. As for Mr. L'Belle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter.
Why, yes, the two would have crossed paths.
Right, except Miss Timma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Timma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there. Ah, my eyes, my beautiful eyes. Ah. Ha, not such a fabulous scent now, is it? Smells like bad. I had a better line for this somewhere.
But, Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing a confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it?
Inside the fox chamber, where else?
But isn't that within the very crime scene?
It is, Your Honor, and that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time. What? You think I'm the killer?
Silence.
Foolish fop, a true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with the sword of truth bared. What? Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side. Is he throwing him to the wolves? You are mistaken. There are no sides here save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Oh, he's sweating. He's sweating, baby. Woo! What just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy? For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the tanuki, without either of them noticing you, was right there in the fox chamber. Oh my, so that's how it's going to be. Fine, I'll come clean then. Seriously? You admit to being there in the fox chamber? I do. I did enter the room after the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself. You'd better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get into that. I can't tell that's the sweat or the perfume condensing.
Oh. The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime, one which I don't punish anyone for. Now let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies.
Okay, what did the fox say? I did enter the fox chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen.
From behind the screen? Yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there.
Just so he could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was mere witness to the events rather than an actual third party. This guy's as slippery as an eel. Apollo, you think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the fox chamber, so at least that much must be true.
The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness.
Ain't no slightly about it. He's voyeur in a lot of things. Alright. Time to press a couple of things. Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Why? Because I was worried sick. Mayor Timmer's suit, It what? It was designed personally by me. I was worried my work of art might get blood on it. Oh. This man clearly has his priorities in order. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So I entered the fox chamber almost without thinking. But I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. Why didn't you enter right away? And ruin my designer shoes? Your shoes. Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear. Oh, it sends chills down my spine. That's why I hesitate. That's terrible. A man was dying and another injured, and you're worried about your shoes?
Silence.
Need I remind you, this is a court of law. We are not teaching morality here. We have schools of etiquette and such for trivial pursuits. Now you listen to me, you deceptive dandy. Get to the point and be quick about it. Yes, well, I was there in the fox chamber, but I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen. Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself? Oh my, so you do understand. I do? What? Huh? By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which, for the sake of the universe, is something I should never, ever do. That's what you were thinking, right? I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around the witness stand. We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony now. Well, regarding the murder scene. When I saw them up close, it was absolutely horrifying. Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I'd like to ask you about is... This is where we get him to actually add in some stuff that we can refute. Let's do a little savvy. So, what would be the thing? The forbidden chamber, the murder weapon, the feathers and tracks. I don't think it's the feathers and tracks, because we know when that's supposed to have come out. The forbidden chamber, the murder weapon, the murder weapon, the murder weapon, the murder weapon, the murder weapon. It's one of these things, I know. What do we want to know about and why do we want to know about it? Let's ask about the chamber. Maybe we ask about all of them. Could you please describe the forbidden chamber at the time? It was shut tight until the mayor opened it. He's really trying to stress that it was the mayor who opened the forbidden chamber. That big liar, he opened it himself! Well, if looks could kill, LaBelle will be toast.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance?
Is it important? Not this one. It's probably not particularly important. No, Your Honor. The witness may proceed. All right, then. I would just like to add that it was a terribly grisly scene, as I have described. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. We're gonna press this. We're gonna circle back and try those others, because the mayor had been knocked out by a blow to the head. Could he really have opened the forbidden chamber in the... I didn't catch that. Well, it did seem difficult. He was all woozy and stumbling around as he opened it. It was such a heroic effort that I nearly started to cheer him on, despite myself. I think the mayor needed medical attention more than a cheerleader. You think he's telling the truth about being there in that room? Well, I believe he was there. The question is, when did he enter? You mean, did he enter after Jinxie fled? Or was he there before the tracks, because that happened later. Okay. Or was he there before the murder? If it's the latter, that would change everything. Right. If he was there before the murder, that would make him a suspect. But how do we go about proving that? Well, I guess we ask him about what happened there. Anyway, let's press him and see what kind of info we can extract from him. Let's cross our fingers that he says or reveals something incriminating. I did enter the fox chamber after the murder. Okay, we're going to go back to the horrifying scene. We're going to press him on this. Alright, what details? I want to know about the feathers and tracks. What do you remember about the yokai feathers and tracks? They resulted when Timoteo exited the forbidden chamber. He came out in quite a rush, scattering feathers this way and that. Did you immediately know it was Mr. Filch? I did, and that's why I suggested we cook up our alibis together. And how did those practice sessions go? They were nearly the death of me. Filch has to be the worst student ever. He really doesn't think he's done anything wrong, does he?
Well, Mr. Justice, Do you consider his statement to be of any importance?
I feel like it is, but I'm not sure how. Is it important? I'm gonna see what he says about the other one first.